I can't see him because of the. Is there a way to move that? Okay, I've got everybody I need. Who, ma'am, your face is blocked by the split screen. Who do I have? PGMT2, who's that?
The grandma.
No,
Oh,
Paula? Sorry, Your Honor, go ahead.
oh, is she on this case or the next case?
Oh, you missed, Paula, it was just a review hearing at 2:30. You missed it?
Yeah, I was waiting to get in.
Well, I'm sorry you were waiting. You really did not miss anything. Things are continuing as is. So a new case was called at 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Just call me later or Nicole, okay? But nothing changed.
okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
All right, ma'am, in the future, if you could get your Zoom ID to put your name, then we'll know who you are. We don't know who PGMT2 is when that shows up in the waiting room.
Okay,
If you're in the waiting room with your name, though, then I usually inquire if that person is necessary for the current hearing. And then if you are, obviously, we'll let you into the hearing. But without the identification of a name, we usually leave the individuals in the room until it's convenient to inquire of who it is.
okay, thank you.
Okay, all right, you bet, thank you.
Bye.
Sure. All right, then we'll take up file 2018-9101 NA, the matter of Terrence Farabee, and this is the date and time set for a statutory review. I do have Mr. Good here and Mr. Schroff. They represent each of the parents of Terrence. And Ms. Barkos here is the guardian ad litem, and Mr. Salasina for the state, along with Ms. Johnson. We're doing this matter via Zoom due to COVID-19 restrictions. Is there any objection to that at this time?
No objection, Your Honor.
No. No, Your Honor.
All right, we also live stream these on YouTube to maintain the open courtroom pursuant to Supreme Court and State Court Administrator directives. The matter will be live streamed, then deleted upon its conclusion or by the end of the day. Mr. Salasina, how do you want to start today?
If I could, Your Honor, I'd like to take some testimony from Ms. Tara Johnson.
All right, ma'am, do you swear or affirm any testimony given this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Johnson, could you please identify yourself for the court record, spelling your first and last name?
Yep. Tara Johnson, T-A-R-A.
We need her microphone to be adjusted or maybe closer.
Is that better?
A little bit.
Okay. I don't know what the problem is. I'll just talk loud.
Okay.
Tara Johnson, T-A-R-A. Johnsson. I am a foster care worker with the Department of Health and Human Services.
And how are you involved in the case of Terrence Farabee?
I am his foster care worker.
During the past reporting period, have there been any physical or mental health concerns for Terrence?
No, there have not. He has been healthy. He has had issues with, being depressed or feeling like he has nowhere to go and nothing to do. But he did just get a job, and that's helped him significantly in feeling like he has more purpose.
Have there been any educational concerns for Terrence?
He did pass all of his classes for this past school year or this past semester. Because of COVID-19, he just earned credit for all of his classes, but he did get credit. So he's on track to graduate next school year.
Has Terrence received any sort of services during the past reporting period?
Terrence participates in the MYOI program. He has case monitoring services, and he has been offered counseling services. However, he's not interested in participating in those.
And has Terrence been provided with any extracurricular or enrichment activities that would meet the reasonably prudent parenting standard?
Yeah, Terrence does a lot of different things in terms of hanging out with his friends, playing basketball. I know he spends the night at his friend's house frequently. He has a girlfriend that he visits frequently, plays basketball, video games. I know he went to the beach with just his friends, has his own vehicle, and can drive to and from wherever he wants to go. So
What is Terrence's current permanency planning goal?
it's permanent placement with a fit and willing relative.
And where is Terrence currently placed?
He's placed with his half brother's father, Ted Presley. He's been placed there since he was removed.
And has the permanency planning goal of placement with a fit and willing relative been achieved?
Yes, it has.
And do you have any concerns about that placement at this time?
I don't at all.
Do you have any contact with either of Terrence's parents during the past reporting period?
No, I have not.
To your knowledge, have they been received any services from the department during the past reporting period?
No.
Do you have any recommendations for this case going forward?
Just that Terrence remain a temporary ward of the court referred to DHHS for placement care and supervision, and that the case be reviewed pursuant to court rule.
To your knowledge, has Terrence had any contact with either of his parents during the past reporting period?
I did just talk to Terrence 2 days ago to ask if he wanted to go to an MYOI event that we had, and he said that he could not come because he needed to give his mom a ride to work, which I thought it kind of blew me away because I didn't know he was even speaking to his mom. So we were just messaging back and forth, and he said that she only talks to him when she needs something. And I just encouraged him to be careful and to keep his guard up. And he said he knows. And that's the only communication. That was just 2 days ago.
Okay. Have you had any visits with Terrence during the past reporting period?
I have seen him just through video conferencing. This month I will be able to see him and his caregiver face to face.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. I have no further questions.
Thank you.
Ms. Barco, any questions? Ms. Barco, any questions?
No, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can now.
Okay.
Mr. Shaw?
No questions.
Mr. Good?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Johnson, where does Shanna Zimmerman live?
I do not know. The last I knew she was homeless, so I am not sure where she lives.
Oh, okay. Because his dad lives way down in the southern part of the state. Was she more local, I guess? Was that?
Yeah, she was.
All right. So if he's giving her a ride to work, it's not like he's driving all over the state to find her
No.
and take her, right?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Very good. Mr. Salasine, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Good, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Schropp?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Barco, did you have a chance to meet with Terrence?
I talked to him on the phone. He is working full-time at Family Farm and Home in Newaygo. So he said he doesn't like working full-time, but he's happy to be working. He still has a car. He quit the pizza place he was working at on Christmas Eve because they made him work for 9 hours, and then he got into it. But he found a new job. He did mention to me that he does give his mom a ride sometimes. He wouldn't really talk about it. But I also wasn't too concerned because it doesn't sound like it's happening a lot. Maybe it's new. I don't know. I couldn't really get a lot out of him. He did complete the 11th grade, so he will be moving on to 12th grade next year at White Cloud. But he seemed to be doing pretty well. He's still happy with where he's living.
All right. Anything else for the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, I'll accept the report and recommendations. Terrence would remain a ward of the court, referred to the Department for Care Placement and Supervision. The permanency planning goal is placement with a fit and willing relative. That appears to continue to be appropriate. His placement as well continues to be appropriate with his fictive kin. it appears that he's engaging in all kinds of activities and has a job, and all that would qualify as reasonable, prudent parenting standard. There would be a substantial risk of harm in returning him to his parents at this time. And the matter will be set for review on December 30th, 2020 at 3 o'clock. At that point, that's gonna be 9 days before he turns 18. I guess for a little long-term planning here, are we gonna plan on keeping him through his senior year, or were you looking to cut him loose when he turned 18?
I've talked to Terrence about this, and I kind of worried that when he turned 18, he might just go live with a friend or do whatever he wants to do. But he assured me that he has no plans to move out, and he's planning on staying at Ted's house until he graduates. And then I know he's interested in participating in the young adult voluntary foster care. So I think just to have a little leverage with him to continue with school, it might be good to keep him until graduation. But I think he'll be okay either way, but I guess I would recommend that we keep him until graduation.
Okay, I just wanted to know, because I guess if you're gonna recommend that he be cut loose, I guess this is 12/30 of 2020, so that'll be the day after he turns 18. So I guess, depending on what happens between now and then, your opinion may change or it may not, but make sure, we need to make sure we address that at that time. And I don't have a problem if that's your recommendation, keeping him on until he turns 18, just to have another set of eyes on him, making sure he's going in the right direction.
Okay.
Okay, all right, very good, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Honor.